Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are now at cruising altitude, 35,000 feet. Our flying speed is 575 miles per hour. In addition, we're benefiting from a substantial tailwind by courtesy of the jet stream. Hence, our ground speed is now approximately 658 miles per hour. Indications are that our arrival at London Airport may be ahead of schedule. I'll be speaking with you again from time to time. Thank you.
The golden age of aviation. Mid-century flying with big seats, well-dressed passengers, food served on tables, and even urinals in the bathrooms. You can see why these days are considered to be the glory days of aviation. But was flying actually like this? It might just be that the leaps made in safety, speed, and accessibility make flying today a better experience. Introduced in 1955, the Boeing 707 was amongst the first jet engine planes to disrupt the commercial aviation industry and signal the start of a new era in aviation. New jet planes like the 707 could fly further, faster, and safer than even the biggest propeller planes before them, and passengers enjoyed levels of luxury previously unthinkable. Like any new technology though, these jet engine planes were imperfect. Accident rates were high. In fact, if you were flying in these so-called glory days of aviation, you were 16 times more likely to have an accident and 13 times more likely to die when compared to today. Even if you were safe, your health was still compromised by secondhand smoke. Stringent safety regulation, refined technologies, tighter security, and improved training have all contributed to the level of safety we experience today. Flying short and medium haul routes, such as New York to London, took about as long as it does today in the first jet planes, because modern commercial jets don't actually fly much faster than they used to. There was, however, a speed problem on long haul routes, as jets of the era needed to make frequent stops to refuel and pick up passengers, as there was simply less demand for air travel. The Boeing 707 flight from Sydney to London, flown by Qantas, had to make stops in Fiji, Honolulu, San Francisco, and New York, giving it a total journey time of 37 hours. Today, variants of the Boeing 787 and Airbus A350 are under development that will be capable of making the journey without stopping in 19.5 hours. That means that in the 60 years since the golden era, the journey time from Sydney to London has been cut in half. By far and away, cost is the most important reason flying today is a better experience than it was in the 20th century. Airlines have found ways to reduce price per ticket drastically over the past few decades, opening up air travel to the middle class. At the start of the golden era in 1955, the cost of a one-way trip from New York to London on the 707 was $375. Adjusted for inflation, that is about $3,500, which shows just how expensive flying really was. Today, you can fly on the same one-way flight on the same route for as little as $100. In fact, prices for first-class seats are barely as high as the cost of flying in the golden age, and the service there certainly rivals mid-century service. The simple fact is, if you aren't buying first-class seats now, you probably wouldn't have been flying during the golden era. The compromise of smaller seats and less extravagant foods for a ticket price that is actually within reach has ended up being a deal that most have taken, and it's exactly why so many people have taken to the skies in recent decades. In addition to safety, speed, and cost, nowadays passengers experience less mishandled and lost baggage, easier booking, less noise in the cabin, and environmental improvements. Many may believe that the magic of flying has long disappeared, but the next time you find yourself in an airport security line or eating questionable food on a plane, remind yourself that the romanticised view we hold of the early days of commercial aviation was an era of accident prevalence and inconvenience reserved only for the ultra-rich.